Alright guys, welcome back. So after we have this basic leaf shape, then we can move on to create a little branch. Okay, to do that we can go insert something called a z-sphere. Okay, and I can use W to move it and just drag it down here. And we can also just shrink it to make it smaller. I hit Q button to go to draw mode, make your brush smaller. Drag one out, holding down shift, that's gonna make it the same size, and you just drag it over, right? So what we're trying to do is just use this guy to build a basic shape, right, of the branch. Okay. So we're not trying to create a whole cluster, but something that has multiple branches on it, so that we can create a cluster of, you know, leaves and branches together, and that's going to be the thing we repeat later on. Okay. So we can create a branch by hit Q button to add a little segment here, drag it out, hit Q button, and click and drag again, holding down shift to make it same size, right? And then maybe make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, and drag it over to, you know, one side, and hit Q button to insert one in the middle to give it some arc curvature, basically. Okay, something like that. One more here, make it smaller. Okay, just add some arcs in the middle, right? So that's one more there. Make it smaller here, drag it over here, add another one. You wanted to avoid repetitive things, so I think I can drag this guy over, make this guy a little bit smaller, right? And maybe add another branch here, drag it out by use W and drag another one here. You can see what I'm doing here, it's just building branches actually, so it's not hard. One more here. Oh. Okay, all right, cool. So now we have a little branch shape. Now notice that I'm not making anything that is on this direction. That's intentional because I want to make a flat one. I can bake that very quickly, and you could have some, I guess you could have some tilted ones, but just not having one that is strictly, that is 90 degree here, and that would be hard to bake. Okay. Now I can also convert this into a polygon, right? What I do here is go down to the bottom, and there is a setting called adaptive skin, and I turn that on, turn the preview on. You can see what it does is basically dynameshing it. Right, now that's that's not what I want. I want to have a simpler geometry. So I'm gonna lower down the dynamic resolution to 0 and toggle the preview. You can see now I'm getting a actual retopologized model. And I can also lower down the density so that it's not having a lot of density. Okay. Alright. And make adaptive skin is the final step, and we'll see a new tool called skin underscore z-sphere. We go to our subtool here and just insert that skin underscore z-sphere, and we can temporarily hide our little z-sphere model here. We can also bring it to the top. I think we also have that reference image. I don't think I need that either. Let's just delete that. And now we can reserve it for now, and let's take a look at our new model. You can see it's exactly the same model. And one thing I want to do is get rid of those lines here in the middle, right? Those lines are not needed. What you can do here is go to the geometry, and there is a edge loops section, and there is a delete loops here. You can just click on that. You can see all the loops are deleted, except the important ones. Hit D button and say always yes. It's going to give you a smooth preview. Now, that doesn't look very nice because those lines need some tighten up. So I'm going to go for BZM to go to ZModeler and use insert edge loop 2 to add some edge loop in the middle. Oops. So that they'll be, you know, hold together better. some very simple technique we use all the time when we're modeling, right? With hard surface modeling, that's how you tighten things up. One more here. All right. Now it's the time to position our leaf. So we have one leaf here and the little stem of it. So let me move that up, and we can combine those two things together by grabbing the top guy and do a merge down and hit OK. That should allow us to merge those two things together, and without you know, positioning it yet, what I can do is I can turn off that dynamic here on the brush size, so that I can go full screen. Use move, I can bend it a little bit. Okay, right, and then I can use scale to scale it, and I can start positioning this guy somewhere. Okay, on the branch, so maybe here. So it just have to be appear to be growing on top of it. Okay, so I don't really need it to be super precisely like exactly touching there or something like that. Just need it to be over there, right? So maybe another duplication, drag it over here, maybe make it a little bit smaller. Okay, just another little branch, and again holding down Control while dragging it to have another copy. So just keep copying it until you have enough little branches. Okay, so this guy could go in a little bit. Okay. All right. And we can do tweaking, like make a big brush and just shift it, right? And then you can drag it over to here for this guy. And do another one here, just position it over here and make it smaller. You can see we can quickly build a simple branch with all the smaller leaves that's supposed to be on top of it. Okay, and if we're not happy with the branching, we can tweak it also. Like I kind of wanted this guy to be a little bit bigger, although you do see there's no segment in the middle, so you cannot do much. In this case, I can Control D to subdivide this guy a few times, and then I can tweak it, right? Can also tweak the branches, make it longer, give it some arc kind of thing, right? And then go back to the leaves. Okay, and this time, because we're actually having all those things into one subtool, if we do wanted to grab another simple ones, what we can do is Control Shift and grab, and Control Shift A to grow all, and just mask that. Okay, and then Control Shift and click to get everything back. Control click to reverse the mask. Hit W and Control drag to have a copy. That's some basic ZBrush operation. I'm hoping you know that by now. Okay. Anyway, so group this guy and put it in there. Maybe that's the end. Okay. And then I think I like this one more, so I'm gonna go clear the mask. Control Shift and drag. Control Shift A. Control grab. Control Shift and click, Control and click. Okay, Control and drag. So complicated, isn't it? All the shortcuts. Anyway, I'm gonna position it here by holding down Alt and click to reposition the pivot, and Alt click there to reset the orientation. The equivalent of wrist transformation in Maya, and I just need to position these guys also. I can also try to flip it. So just holding down Shift while dragging. You know what? I can I can do this. Flip it this way, or not. Or maybe I just use move to change the favor, change the bend to the other direction. Yeah, that will be enough for me to do. Enough for me, right? So another copy, make it smaller. Okay, put in. That's probably too small. I think this should be. Yeah, they're roughly the same size, so you don't want it to change too much, according to the reference. I also think the branches should be a little bit smaller. So what I can do is grab the branches and go to the lower subdivision level, and there is a deformation and inflate. I can drag that inwards. You can see how they're getting smaller, right? Okay, that feels a bit better. Keep on going back here to my leaves, control and drag to duplicate things around. Okay, now at this time you also want to keep an eye on the aesthetic, right? That's the important thing. It's not like you follow the techniques and it's just going to do it for you, right? You control how much leaf you created. You control where they are, because that's the important thing. Okay, if you don't have those right, they'll be wrong, and they'll make your final result looks not as good looking. So just pay more attention to those things. Okay, so check this guy over here. Okay, so yeah, long story short, the important thing is aesthetic, not the technique. So you can achieve this in Maya. I believe you. It could be possible, and not possible definitely. But yeah, you know, no matter what tool you use, what workflow you use, right? You just have to pay more attention to the shapes you're building, to the stuff that really compose the shapes and the composition that you're building. That's the deciding factor. So yeah, when you're building those things, always think more about those things. Right? Am I making those two leaves too close? Is the branches looking wrong? Can I make them look better? Why are they looking wrong? Right? Do I even know they're wrong? That's a big problem. The big problem is that you did something wrong and you don't know, and that's when you start asking for suggestions, right? Alright, so this guy goes to here. So I can give it some different bending. Okay, cool. So that looks like some basic model that we can keep on working with. Let me hit D button to add some more subdivision level to make that smoother. And also I kind of wanted to make the base bigger, so BIN to go to the inflate, and I can inflate the base. Afterwards I can smooth it out, drag it down, and tweak it in whatever way I see fit. And yeah, so that's going to be some basic modeling, right, to create some shape that we can further use to create a texture map that will be used for plants that will eventually be used in game engine for the leaves. Okay, see you next time.